You're directing your life. Because time is the ultimate equalizer. Does this align with my goal? I'm not managing anyone. I'm leading. I want to welcome everyone to the CEO Masterclass. And I am Rachel L. Gary, your guide on the journey through time, about conquering time so it doesn't conquer you. That's what we're talking about today. And who am I talking to in the CEO Masterclass? CEO. What is a CEO? That person that is clear in their actions, empowered by their choices, and owning their direction as a CEO of my life. And today, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do as usual, and we're going to dive right in. So today we're going to dive into the topic that is powerful, but it's also very elusive. Time. Time is that one resource that we all have equal measure of. Yet, it's that the one that we all struggle with the most. The truth is, you either conquer time or you allow it to conquer you. So let's talk about the myth of not having enough time. So we're going to start with a common excuse we've all heard and have probably used ourselves. I don't have enough time. But, here's the controversial truth. It's not about having enough time. It's about how you choose to use the time that you have. Because time is the ultimate equalizer. Everyone gets 24 hours in a day. So what sets successful people apart isn't more hours, but how they maximize the minutes. So when you say you don't have enough time, what you're really saying is that you need to develop the skills to prioritize what matters. That's what we need, the skill set to be able to understand how to utilize, maximize that time. You know what we all really want, guys? We all want easier times. But first, we need to recognize that easy doesn't exist. It is only using time better to build assets. That's what we're doing with time. We're utilizing the time we have in our day to build better assets. We spend our time chasing what's next as opposed to perfecting what's just good. So like having a good enough work ethic to keep your job, having good enough time management to gain a couple of clients, being good enough to listen to a friend gossip. So how much time are you putting into building the asset that is you? Not to be good anymore, to have great work ethic. That's to get a better position, to perfect your time management so you can provide an exceptional customer service to get more clients, or being an awesome friend by uplifting each other to have a circle of success. So when you're using time to grow, it allows you to bring more assets into every area of your life. So when we say we don't have enough time, as I said, we're limiting ourselves to utilizing time as a way to suppress ourselves as opposed to a way to uplift ourselves. So the second myth that we're going to talk about is time ownership over time management. Now, I know you're asking, how did we jump from time to talking about building our career and running a better life? So let me tell you how we got here. Because what you want in your life is more money, bigger vacations, a better car, bigger houses, and ultimately time freedom. Now, let's talk about the difference between owning time and just managing time. So time management, we all know, guys, is about organizing your day, creating schedule, and setting deadline. Now, even though that's important, that's not enough. Time ownership goes deeper. It's about owning every second of your day with intentional purpose. Intentional purpose. That means no more something came up. No more, I don't know where the time's gone. Those are things that happen to you when you're not owning time. Because when you own time, you're not just managing tasks. So you're not just managing picking up the kids. You're not managing the things that you have going on in your life. You're directing your life. You're saying, this is my time, and I will decide how it is spent. That's when you're owning that O in CEO. It's about aligning your time with your values, your goals, and your vision for your life. So let's close our eyes for a moment. Come on, everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes for give me 1 minute. Vision what a good life looks like to you. Don't open your eyes. Don't open your eyes. Envision what it feels like, what it smells like, what it looks like. Now drop in the chat your first thought, that very first thought you had when you said you wanted a good life. So that good thought that you had, let me give you 2 steps so you can get that thought, reach that goal, have that desire. The first step is the boring one, guys. It's boring. It's boring, but it's necessary. Conduct a time audit. Spend 1 week tracking how you spend your time. Every day, every minute, 1 week. Be brutally honest with yourself. How much time are you spending on activities that will not move you closer to that thought, that goal, that dream? And how much time are you wasting on things that do not serve your goal, your thought, your desire, your dreams? Ultimately, to have better tomorrows, have a better life, and get closer to time freedom. I promise you, that audit is going to be eye-opening because it's going to show you where you're letting your time go. So the second thing, hey, once you've audited your time, it's time to prioritize and elevate what you spend your time on. So you're going to look at the areas where you're losing time and you're going to ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Does it align with that first thought I had? If not, cut it out. Oh yeah, this is you owning your life as a CEO. When you're owning your life as a CEO, you are making decisions for the bigger picture. That picture that you thought about. That first thought that came to your mind. Because that first thought was what you really want. It's simple. So we're going to prioritize tasks and bring your vision closer to you. This might mean saying no to certain things, commitments, and setting clear boundaries. Setting new boundaries with your friends, your family, and ultimately you. Or just rethinking your approach on your day. Remember, you're in control as the CEO. How bad do you want that thought? So drop in the chat. Progress. We're going to drop that in the chat. We want progress. Yeah, drop it in the chat. I want to see it in the chat. Remember, guys, time is the most valuable asset that you have. And the good news is that you have the power to control it. By auditing your time, prioritizing, and making room for growth, you can ensure that every moment you spend moves you closer to that one thought, that one goal, that one dream, that one desire. So, when are you going to be ready to move? When are you going to be ready for more? I want you guys to drop this in the chat. Today. Because as a CEO, there is no other time like the present to get started in your life. Well, I want to see that in the chat, guys. I want to know that you guys are ready. So, I'd like to hear your thoughts and questions of how you can start owning your time today. So let's talk about how to make every moment count. So 2 questions today. So I'm going to start with a question from last week while we're waiting on everyone to drop a question in the chat. 2 questions live today. So the question from last week was, how do you balance having multiple businesses and not losing your oversight and leadership while still being profitable in both businesses? This was a great question, and it talked about what we were discussing last week. So I currently have multiple businesses, and the question is a great question. How do I not lose oversight? I'm not managing anyone. I'm leading, which means that I put systems in place where I don't overwhelm myself. I am not overworked, and I am focused on my end goal. And my end goal with each business is for it to be successful. So with my Airbnbs, I have a caretaker that takes care of my Airbnb. With my construction project, I have a project manager who takes care of the management of those projects. Over my coaching and mentorship business, that's where I spend the most of my time, because that's the business that needs the most growth. So for me, my main focus is the business of coaching, mentorship, and leadership, because that needs my direct attention. But I always go back and evaluate and have conversations with the person who's my caretaker, which you guys saw in a previous video where I was over there doing a checklist. For my project manager, I go do checks on Saturdays to see how the projects are going along. And in the business of my coaching, mentorship, and leadership, I do a weekly audit of, am I moving closer to my targets? Am I helping my clients be successful and getting feedback on my program? Great question. So I don't see any questions out there about time management, but I want to make sure that end of the day, guys, as you are moving forward towards being the CEO and the leader of your life and growing to be a leader of an organization or a leader of your company, how you utilize your time is very important. Take the moments that are necessary to evaluate what you do for a week, and then take the opportunity to make sure that you prioritize the things that are on your plate and you don't know why they're there, and add things that are going to allow you to grow, build, and develop the CEO that is in you. So we're going to jump to the 7-day challenge. You guys know I have a 7-day challenge, and it's the free 7-day challenge where we talk about consistent commitments to your success. And 2.0 is where we go live the first week of every month. I want to make sure that I also talk a little bit about a couple of events that I have coming up. At the end of the month, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the last Wednesday and Thursday, Friday of the month, is our 3-day event. It's the Breakthrough Lab. It's where we dive deeper into a goal setting, and coming with the tips for the building the mindset that is going to be needed to be the leader of your CEO life. Also, for Black Friday in Chicago, I have a live in-person event. It's the Gold Rush. We're no longer going to spend our money to stimulate the economy. We're going to spend our money to stimulate and invest in ourselves to be successful as the CEOs of my life. So in the comments, you should, my apologies, if you are in Facebook or on Zoom, the link should be in the comments for the 7-day challenge, which is free, and for the live in-person Gold Rush event for the Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving. We're not going to get in those lines for those sales. We're going to get in the line for success. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today, because you guys got it, CEOs. You are ready. You have some tools today, and you are equipped to be the CEO of your life. Wherever you are, I want you to like, comment, share that I go live every Wednesday, so you can have a circle of friends who are ready to be successful. And if you are on YouTube, I want you guys to hit that notification bell. And until next week, I want you guys to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You, CEO. The CEO Masterclass is now closed.